Breathe in and breathe out. Welcome to Jacob's Journey. Every day is a journey, man. Just know that. So today's topic is about your inner child, and many of us have been through some dark shit within our childhood. You know, many of us was fighting our parents at a young age. I was fighting my dad, and I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, man. And I'm still trying to forgive and move on, but once again, my inner child, my younger self has been damaged, and I know some of you guys have been touched on, or parents wasn't there for you, and we gonna get into it, man, because our inner child is important. So click the link in my bio right now. Full videos out on YouTube. But let's get into it, okay? Now, I'm gonna say this. My childhood was good, and it had its bads, okay? And I'm not bashing my mom or dad, but I'm gonna tell you guys my story, and I hope this heals you and lets you know you're not alone. But I'm gonna say this too, disclaimer. Everybody in your household will have a different experience than you did with your parents, okay? So what I say right now, my sister and my brother will tell you something totally different that went down in that house, okay? So that being said, let's get into it. So my mom and dad has been married for about, I think, 23 years now. You know, and they went from together, not together, together, not together, fighting and all that, but we're gonna get into it. So this is where my pain really started. So at a young age, I never really had a relationship with my dad. So that masculine energy, never received it, had to find it within other people, like my uncles or my brother's friends or just my brother. I would have to find that fatherly love within them. So being young at the age of 10 and seeing that, to where I can't come to my dad with my personal problems or my emotions because he worked a lot or he just wasn't into that, you know, it hurt me as a child. It really did. And I can look at this camera and say my younger self was damaged. And my younger self right now, my younger self right now hurts still to this day because nobody at the age of 10 wants to already be afraid of their father because of what I seen. I was afraid of my father, man. Still to this day I am. And I'm gonna break it down to you guys why. And I'm just telling you guys my inner wounds, and I just hope y'all feel me. And I'm trying not to cry, but hey, I just gotta keep it real, man. So my mom and dad used to always fight. And my brother, he moved out early, so I was the only boy in the house. So I'm the boy, my mom is my best friend, that's my baby. So if anything happened to my mom, I felt like I had to be there and to protect. So when they get to fight, I'm in there trying to help. I'm in there, you know what I'm saying, trying to push them apart from each other. Well, I'm already got my fist ball ready for them to fight when they argue, because that's what it always leaded up to. So at a young age, I was already fighting my dad, and on top of that, I didn't have a relationship with my dad. So those are the two main pains I had. My mom could have left, but she didn't, because she had us. She needed that help. But as I got older, I started to have anger towards my mama because I seen, damn, I already didn't like my dad, and you made it worse by staying. But I love my mama, but that's just real. And many of us, you've probably went through something totally different. You've probably been touched on, molested, neglected. You probably went through some dark stuff, and your family will probably still tell you to this day you didn't go through it. But I know I went through it because I used to always tell my uncle, and I used to go stay at his house, and I would be like, I don't want to go back home. I don't want to go back home because I had so much peace away from my family because I no longer was in that predicament. And they used to wonder why I used to always be so aggressive towards my dad, because the shit he used to do. My dad used to beat the fuck out of me. I remember when I was like, I know 7, 6, I'm gonna just tell y'all something embarrassing. I used to like wet the bed, and I remember he would always have this belt and wake me up and say, "You peed on yourself?" And I'd be like, I feel myself and be like, fuck, he finna whoop me. And this nigga would whoop me every single day before school, before my mom stepped in and was like, "You see he keep wetting the bed, that means he has a problem." And they finally took me to the doctor and found out I had a bladder problem. But that wound still lives in me to this day, because it's like I would always go to sleep being afraid, knowing when I wake up, I'm gonna get my ass beat. Now, I'll admit I was a bad child too. I did some things to deserve some whippings, but I never received that daddy love that I wanted. And you right now, you probably didn't receive that motherly love or that auntie love, that daddy love that you wanted. Maybe your daddy left or passed away, or your mom left and was in the streets. I mean, I don't know your story, but I know the feeling of feeling this, but you can't speak it out, because you know if you speak it out, there are some consequences. And I know me shooting this video right now, there are some big consequences behind this. You know, my sister might find this video, my brother might find this video and be like, "Man, what he talking about is irrelevant," you know, or that shit didn't happen. So a lot of consequences happens when you try to speak out about how your childhood was or how you felt growing up. But I was sitting in class today and I wrote in my journal, I swear to God, and today the story was my inner child. And I was like, "Hey, inner child, you wonderful soul, I know you've been damaged. I've seen now I'm growing up, I'm feeling pain when I had seen this picture." Oh, I'm reading y'all my story. But I remember I had seen this baby picture of myself. And I hated to see my younger self, because it took me back to what I went through. I don't have any tools to tell you guys how to heal your inner child, because I'm going through it right now as we speaking. But I remember just hating myself, thinking I was ugly, because I just didn't receive the love that I felt like I needed from my father, man. And still to this day, I'm seeking and searching for that love, but it's just not there. It's not there. It's not. But I'm proud of myself for shooting this video, because I've been waiting to shoot this for so long. But if you guys are going through something that's deep like this, I feel your pain, and don't feel ashamed if you feel it, because your sisters and brothers might tell you what you went through is not true, or that you didn't go through it, but I promise you, you went through it, and you feel what you feel, and it's fucking real, and know that it's real, okay? And start to heal any type of way you can, all right? I love y'all, man. Breathe in and breathe out, and I'm out.